Internet! I say that every time. Welcome to Queer Questers. This is episode 5. We're gonna do something a little different today. I'm gonna toss it over to Samara.
Yeah.
Who's gonna help us
Hello,
celebrate Hanukkah.
Hi. It is the 4th night of Hanukkah today, so I am going to light the candles on stream and say the little prayers, and then afterwards, all you need to do is say Happy Hanukkah. Also, appreciate this Hanukkah gift that my sister got me. It's we now have our own ugly sweaters, like all y'all Christians do, and this says Matzah Baller, and I am delighted. So I'm gonna.
Oh, I think we can't hear you, Samara.
Samara, we have lost audio.
We've lost audio.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she's just going. She's just going.
Someone typed to her in the chat.
We can all just be appropriately reverential but not know what's going on.
It wouldn't be a Queer Questers episode without some technical difficulties.
Hi!
Yay!
Oh my God.
I hear it desperately trying to keep connected.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, that's still working now.
No, it's coming in and out. How sad.
No.
What is going on?
Oh my God.
What's the Hanukkah version of a Scrooge?
Oh my goodness.
I'm also trying to
Great.
identify if the Twitch chat keeps saying no audio. Does that mean they can't hear any of us?
Oh God.
Can you hear any of us, Twitch chat folks?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can
answer me, please.
we can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay, just checking.
Okay.
Can Twitch hear us?
Yes, Twitch can hear
All right.
us. They were just not hearing your audio, like we
All
were.
right. I'm back now. Sorry, guys.
Excellent.
I have this thing that I keep sitting on because my cord's too long. Anyway, I will post the story of Hanukkah elsewhere because now I'm embarrassed. So we're gonna light the candles.
can
and
say
some
the story
prayers
of
and then just say
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Don't be embarrassed.
The miracle is that the oil that was supposed to only last one night lasted 8 nights, and that's why we celebrate for 8 nights. Tonight's night 4. Anyway. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim ahem ba'azman hazeh. Happy Hanukkah, everybody!
Happy
Happy
Hanukkah,
Hanukkah.
everyone!
How do you say Happy Hanukkah in Hebrew?
You would say Chanukah Sameach, or you can say Chag Sameach, which means Happy Holiday.
Okay.
And if you're feeling spicy and want to know it in Yiddish, which is
Always.
a Jewish-based language, you would say Gut Yontif, which means Happy Holiday. All right, let's play D&D now.
Yay!
Yay!
That was good, though. I'm glad that we got to do it. I want the
Thank you
world
so
to
much
know-
for sharing that with us.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Iron and Ice is, I think, very inclusive, and we want everyone to feel welcome. And, yeah. So, Happy Hanukkah. Let's play D&D. First, announcements. I have forgotten them as per usual. Like always. I'm back in the DM seat again. You would have just seen me on Saturday. I led the Cold Iron Progress crew through some ridiculousness that's going up on YouTube this week shortly. We're here every Wednesday. That's an announcement. You're watching us. So, we we are sponsored by The Deck of Many. I'm not going to pull any cards today because my players always think I'm going to kill them with whatever card I pull. So
I mean, you
They're
did
cool.
kill me last session
I
of
did.
Cold Iron.
I did.
Yes.
Yes, I killed everyone on Cold Iron. It was excellent. You should watch it.
On purpose?
On purpose. I designed an encounter they literally could not win. So
Everyone take a moment of silence for Gerbo. This porno.
Yeah, I'm feeling real good about our DM now.
you have to watch for the context, but also if you get the opportunity to TPK a group with no consequences, it's kind of great. Yeah. So everyone died. Let's see how tonight goes. As per usual, what we've been saying lately is if you subscribe to us, you get to be in our game. So if you're watching Queer Questers, presumably you want to be a student at Gromany, just like everybody else. So hit subscribe, doesn't matter what level, then send us a message and tell us what character you want to be in the game, and we'll put you in. We have 7 subscribers so far. It's very exciting.
Ooh.
If you can't subscribe, you can always tip. That's down below. That's super nice. Tipping helps us get things like the shirts we're gonna get. That's super exciting. The more money you give us, the faster we get shirts. Kristen, you can be a grumpy maintenance person with a cat if you would like. You do not have to be a student. So yes, tip. Also, if you can't tip, that's cool. We're glad that you're here to hang out with us. Tell your friends to come and watch us too. Maybe they'll tip us, or maybe they'll tell more friends. We like having people come and hang out with us while we play.
Yeah, please go like RTS on Twitter or post on your Facebook or some shit like right now. Just go
Yeah,
do
do it right now and tell them how adorable we are.
it.
Because we're pretty adorable. Everyone tells us all the time how adorable we are. I think it might be going to our heads. But anyways,
Can confirm.
when we left off... Oh, also you will notice we are down a player tonight, unfortunately.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence for Sahar, who is missing the first day of class, which I'm sure pains him to no end. Maybe he's buying conditioner. Probably not, though.
He's listening to AFI and lost track of time.
That seems accurate, too.
That is a rude call out, and I'm here for it.
My Chemical Romance.
So, when we last left off, we had finally caught all 5 Displacer kittens, but at a cost. Unfortunately. The desire not to tell anyone in charge has resulted in detention. But before detention, we have to have our first day of classes. I'm trying to think of other highlights from last week. We decided that it's Babadook to go through, is the code word, to go through the teleportation circle. So, classic queer reference there. And although Sahara is not here, we did pick theme music to accompany us while we go around the castle. So I think we will have to do our best without Chris here to, to fill
Channel
that
Thomas
role.
the Tank Engine.
Yes, to channel Thomas the Tank Engine.
We will be Thomas. We will channel our inner Thomas.
Our inner Thomases will be channeled for sure.
In her honor.
Yes.
All right, so it's the first day of class. You got home last night. You got detention. There was a lot of, orgy hugging, and then you went to sleep. So.
Way to make it weird.
It was very chaste.
It was
Yeah.
chaste hugging.
Wholesome
Yes.
moment.
Very
It was
platonic.
Tasteful feels.
We're
Yeah.
all children.
It was, yeah, but I mean, teens have feelings. At least
There
one
are
of all
too
y'all had
many.
feelings. I'm certain of it.
Someone in the chat just said that one of their students was singing the Thomas the Tank Engine theme today and that they thought of us, and I feel like this is our legacy, friends.
Amazing. This is what
This
we
is
were
what we
known
bring
for.
to the internet.
Good.
Okay, so new plan. Instead of making t-shirts that say, be gay, do crimes, we're gonna make t-shirts that just say, I don't know, like, do.
They're
however that
holographic
translates
t-shirts.
to word form.
They're holographic t-shirts. Like when you move, you see the image moving.
Yeah,
The
excellent.
hands. Oh, jeez. That'd be amazing.
All right.
Let's go to school.
Let's go to school. So you wake up the next morning. You get dressed. I suppose we should decide, are there uniforms? I didn't decide this. Do you guys want school uniforms?
I don't know about. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go for it.
I was gonna say I don't know about like our actual clothing, but I do kind of like an outer layer, maybe.
Yeah,
Like a
Cloaks?
robe, perhaps.
a robe. Yeah,
A
I feel like
robe
if we were gonna have uniforms, we would have needed to think of that beforehand because we've all got character, like costuming in
Yeah.
our head.
Yeah, I don't
Well, and that's the other thing is, how do we all show up here with uniforms? When...
No uniforms! No
they-
uniforms then.
They'll get given to us at first
This
class.
is not Hogwarts, everyone. There
Do
are
we?
no
Do
magic
we have
robes.
wands? Is this something?
You
And brooms.
Am I
do
gonna
not
be
have
chosen?
wands. I guess Frankie might have a broom though from field hockey. That's not a broom. That's a hockey stick. I don't know.
You're Canadian. How do you not know this?
That was a...
Yeah.
We can say Frankie
just
also
happens.
curls. and
Hi,
maybe
hello.
whatever.
I am a Canadian queer lady, which means that my sport of choice is rugby or roller derby. So
You're right. You're right. You're right.
I don't know anything about
Curling
field
is also
hockey.
a queer sport. I feel like we can claim that one.
All right. So no robes, no wands, no brooms, but possibly field hockey sticks. Yeah. So you get up, you get dressed in your not school uniforms, and you head into the little common room of your purple dorm, where everything is, of course, purple. Everything is purple. And you see a table has appeared along one of the walls, and it's just filled with food. All kinds of breakfast
Continental
foods.
breakfast.
All of your favorite breakfast foods. There's some students there already sort of chowing down. Merida's there. Gotta look at my thing. Brea is there.
Wilfred?
Eating some stuff.
Our buddy Wilfred.
I think that he was in a different house.
Was he? He was sitting
Was
at our
he?
table.
I didn't say that. He's in your house. Yes, he's there too. Yeah, he was the one who
Of
was held
course.
back. Yeah.
Definitely been there the whole time.
Yeah, Wilfred's
For sure.
there.
Can I ask a question about the geography of the dorm because just because I've
Yes.
forgotten. So it's the tower you go up to the common room, which is the common room for the entire dorm, right?
It's
and
the
then you
common
split
room.
off into little pods.
The common room for your section of pods. So there's gonna be
Okay,
so your
okay.
floor is all purple, and then your teleportation circle takes you to like think of like the way apartments style things work at universities, basically, right? You have a couple of rooms and then like one common area, but there's a few of those.
on each floor. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that makes perfect sense. Thank you.
So you share your common room with 3 other pods. So there's 4 like groups
Awesome.
in total around your common room.
Gotcha.
So maybe.
I eat so much.
Excellent.
Sinesh is a growing girl. She's very athletic, and she takes like what looks like an almost unreasonable amount of food. She knows she needs it all, but someone looking at the plate's like, "What the
Amazing. There is favorite food for everyone. Yay! Partners bringing necessary things.
Partners bringing necessary things.
So, yeah, there's everybody's favorite breakfast food. So we see Sinesh just piling an entire plate of food. Amazing. Amazing. Chowing down. What are the rest of you doing? Elliot is
Frankie
leaving us.
exclusively eats.
Elliot was too embarrassed to blow their nose on stream, okay?
What does Frankie eat?"
Oh, Frankie exclusively eats waffles and breakfast sausages covered with maple syrup. Not table syrup, real maple syrup.
Aye, that's
Yeah.
right.
The Canadian way, of
Is
course.
there even table syrup? Like, let's be real.
You know what?
There
There
is.
is table syrup because one of the students in the dorm prefers the table syrup.
Which one?
So
Uh,
we can
Willard.
it's
Willard,
one you
Spell
obviously.
them.
it's one you haven't met yet, actually.
No, it's Willard. It's what's his name? Who got
No,
Oh.
it's a chubby little human.
So I
This
found
is
my
how we meet this
nemesis.
person. We notice that they're eating the wrong kind of
They're
syrup.
eating the wrong kind of syrup. Yeah.
Frankie
just
doesn't
make
have
an
a
enemy.
vendetta. I do.
What are you doing, Nimble?
Nimble doesn't bother with the plate and is just kind of eating over the table, like just standing at the table, just like.
So good.
Yeah, you
no
do
one
you.
says anything. Yeah, you're doing you. Everybody loves you because you're so adorable.
Oh, kitty.
Nor, what are you doing for breakfast?
No. I'm like dragging my own character here. She is eating fruit and nuts and maybe some kind of like granola type thing. Just like out of
Excellent.
the bowl, like very, very content, like very quietly, just like yes,
Like a parfait.
yeah. I love parfait. Everybody loves parfait.
Cool. So, everybody's pretty quiet this morning, a little groggy. You all had a very exciting night that kept you up late. So breakfast passes relatively quietly. And then you hear, like, the chiming of some bells. And Brea says to you, "That's the sign that it's time to go to class." I forget what voice I gave her, I just remember it was deep. And you all have a schedule that I haven't told you yet. And you know that your first class is, I asked people to guess online what their first class would be. It is Dungeons 101.
Of course it is.
So
Naturally.
you have to head over to the Marshall Tower. You are all now very familiar with the towers. Excuse me while I also blow my nose, but I'm going to do it on screen. Okay. Alright, so, you have to head over to the Marshall Tower, and Dungeons 101 is in the basement, of course. And you enter into a classroom, and Sahar would be extremely happy to see that it looks like a classroom. It's not a room full of thousands of swords or anything weird.
The same
It's just-
sword.
The same sword, yes. It's not a room full of 1,000 copies of identical swords.
I wish we had gotten more resolution about that. I'm still wondering about that.
Well, you know where the room is. That's all I'm saying. And it's a rows of desks, classic school desks, but in various sizes so that like different races can sort of fit, more easily in them. And they're sort of pre-pushed into little groups. And you find one, and it has your names on it, and you notice that the desks have already been perfectly assigned for your various body sizes, and you can all kind of sit together in a little clump. So, what do you do? I described this, but I don't know what you're doing.
I find my seat and immediately sit in it cross-legged.
Nor, when we get in the room, she's like looking around because she wants to sit like at the front of the room or like with the best possible view of the professor, and then realizes that there are like name tags and things. So she tries to like look like this is what she was expecting the whole time. And then, so she goes and she like sits at her desk and like crosses her ankles perfectly and like puts her hands on her desk like
Where is our
she doesn't laugh.
in relation to the rest of the desks?
You
Yeah, is
are
your clump in a good spot?
You are clumped near the beginning of the front of the class, but sort of to the left-hand side.
Okay.
There's like two other clumps. Like there's one in the center and one to the right. And then
Frankie
some more
kind
behind
of looks around like at the clump just to make sure that there's nobody behind her, just kind of out of habit because she's used to being the largest person in class and has always been stuck at the back of the room for most of her education.
Your chair has been positioned sort of more towards the wall, basically.
Okay.
Less likely to block anyone. Cool. Nimble.
Nimble kind of like watches everyone sit down and is like, okay, this is how we do this. And like, kind of will sit down, but then bring their legs up to their chest and just kind of like sit in their chair like that.
Awesome. So you all take your seats. Oh, yeah, go
I think
ahead.
Frankie's also sitting on a leg as I am right now. Because, as Samara said in our chat, queers can't sit in chairs correctly. And
It's law. That's true.
it's law. Yeah.
Nora doesn't know she's queer yet, so she sits like a ramrod straight.
That's valid.
Yep.
It's a good thing that you're
as
at
you
an
drink
accepting
out of
school
your-
where you can figure it out.
Drink out of your cup with rainbow on it.
It also has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
All the best gay stuff.
Really good.
Facts.
I am really bad with my disposable income. What can I say?
Or really great. Who knows? We're not here to judge. You have great stuff. Okay, so you take your seats, and it's a few minutes. The class starts to fill up. People sit down. You look around. You see a couple people that you recognize. You see Wilfred in your class. You see that same kind of chubby human who was having the table serve up. You see them sit down at that same table as the chubby human. A little gnome boy sits down. And
Question.
Yes?
Are we acting on the assumption that Sahar is with us and just not being chatty? Or is Sahar actually elsewhere?
Sahar is actually elsewhere.
Oh, okay. Is there a seat for him, like he should be here and isn't?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Should we ditch class and look for Sahar?
But Dinesh is kind of worried as the minutes tick by and then class gets closer and closer to starting and we still haven't seen Sahar. He's like, should we have woken him up?
Sahar was not in bed when you woke up this morning.
Thought he would be here already, waiting
Yeah.
for us.
Nora keeps just like looking at his empty chair and like at the front of the room and then looking at the chair and looking at the front of the room, just getting like increasingly like nervous.
Well, while you're all getting nervous, hold on, I have to walk. A elderly dwarf walks in. Now you've seen this dwarf before at the dinner. She introduced herself very gruffly and briefly. And she walks in and she's quite old. She walks with a cane. Her beard is like half white, half red, and it's just like unkempt and going everywhere. Her hair is in like two messy pigtail type braids. She looks quite like grizzled and she has a very harsh look on her face. And she like sort of like walks with the cane into, and like it makes a thump on the stone with every step. And she gets up to the front of the class and she turns abruptly and she says, "Welcome to Dungeons 101. What do you do?
Frankie.
Nora opens the notebook that she obviously has and like is prepared to take notes.
Cool.
Sorry, Frankie.
Oh, no worries. I think, Samara, I can't hear you. I saw your lips moving.
Do I need to use my outside voice? Is that the only way I can be heard? Is that better?
You're
Okay,
good
now
now.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I have to use my outside voice. That's fine. No, I'm sitting in and like rapt attention, waiting for her to continue talking.
All right.
I think Frankie kind of panics and pulls out a notebook from her bag, like, or at the last moment she can. And I also, like, I don't know, I'm not a knitting scientist, but I like to think that she takes note, or like she knits in class, but one of her needles is a sharpened pencil. And it's not an efficient system, but she takes notes like while she's knitting. Like she'll go back and forth.
I love that.
She's not a good note taker.
I have knitted
try.
on pencils before. Checks out.
Okay, the science is backed up.
Amazing. Nimble, anything? How do you react to the teacher coming in?
Nimble looks at everyone else, like pulling out books and stuff, and like looking really excited, and like pulls out a leaf from their little bag. they're prepared. They
So
don't know
good.
what for, but they have a leaf.
Can Frankie like rip off a sheet of paper for Nimble from her notebook?
Yes, I feel like you don't have to ask that. You can
Okay.
definitely do that.
Frankie does that.
Someone in chat just told us, I guess they're a teacher, just said that we are doing a very good facsimile of what their class is actually like, and that they had to tell a kid to stop knitting today.
That's amazing.
There's
That's
a little
amazing.
Frankie out there.
Aw.
So, yeah. I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. This dwarf says, my name is Rosamond Stonebreaker. You can call me Professor Stonebreaker. I'm here to ensure you stay alive at school and also when you leave school.
Nor puts her hand up.
Yes.
Could you spell that, Professor?
Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker.
Also, are we all
Stonebreaker.
speaking common?
Yeah.
Is that how we're doing lessons? Okay.
Yeah. Welcome to your first day of class. I'm sure you're all very excited. I think that we should not waste time and get right into it. Today we're going to be talking about traps. You are most likely to die in a trap. Therefore, avoiding traps is of the utmost importance. Who can tell me anything about traps? Yes, you, there.
Sometimes they're a pit in the ground that's covered up by stuff.
Very good. You are obviously have done some of the reading. I'm very happy about that. Yes, sometimes they are as simple as a pit in the ground. Does anybody know?
I need y'all to understand that I am like channeling this character, and I am feeling so like stressed out that that there could have been reading that I could have done that North has not done. You're killing me, Alicia.
I'm not sorry. Yes, excellent. You have done a perfect example of a simple mechanical trap. You see, there are two kinds of traps. Mechanical traps and magic traps. And at this point in time, she turns around to like start writing on the board behind you. Mechanical traps are mechanical. They will be pits or wires or things like that. Kobolds really enjoy using crossbow traps, for example. Magical traps have a spell effect. That's more gameplay than I would like to. They cast magic things at you. They are very dangerous. All traps are very dangerous. I will reiterate again, you are most likely to die by traps.
Frankie's only note at this point is traps are bad. Underlined.
Thusly, I would like you all to write down the 3 things, the ABCs of traps. It's the best way to stay alive. A, always. B is B. C is checking. Always be checking. Stay alert, stay alive.
And she's all saying this dead serious, right?
Dead
Like,
serious.
total straight.
It's hard for me to keep a straight face when you're all laughing, but she is dead serious. All right. Who can repeat back to me the ABCs? Yes. Chubby cat.
Did she actually say that?
Nora looks a little like unsure and like looks at Nimble to sort of be like, what's that?
Yeah, definitely looking for Nimble for the cue of like, was that racist?
Yeah, I killed someone. That happened.
Come back, Kay, we missed you.
Nimble, without really messing up, you always be checking.
Excellent. You are less likely to die.
Thanks.
So, you can also have simple and mechanical traps. Simple and complex traps. That was my bad. She did not mess that up. I messed that up. Simple traps. Oh, yes. Strange elf.
Professor, can both mechanical and magical traps be simple or complex, or is this a subsection of mechanical traps, Professor?
They can both be simple or complex. That was an excellent question. Your writing utensil is not effective. So, simple traps will be something like the pit. You trigger the trap, and one bad thing happens. With complex traps, you trigger the trap, and then multiple bad things will happen. Do you understand? Weird knitting girl, what are the ABCs of traps?
Always. I just wrote ABC.
You are more likely to die. You are letting your team down with your death.
I'm not. I'm not sure if the desks are arranged properly to do this, but Nora tries to like turn her pages so that
Yeah, you can totally do that. You're almost in like kind of a semicircle, you know?
Right.
Always be checking. Always be checking.
You need to check before you die. You did not check before you died this time. I hope you have learned your lesson.
Dinesh leans towards Frank. He goes, I'll check for you next time.
He just kind of like looks down, keeps going.
Nimble's gonna offer
Nora-
Frankie the leaf that they've been playing with.
Oh, play, but they're not actually taking notes with the leaf.
They were gonna try.
Nor rips another sheet out of her notebook and scribbles very quickly. She writes, "Don't worry, Frankie, you're an asset to the team," and like pushes it in front of Frankie, and then like turns back to the teacher and is just like, "I am totally listening and was not writing a note. Definitely not."
Frankie just kind of holds the leaf and the note to her chest.
At this point in time, Professor Stonebreaker sort of turns away from you to the rest of the class and says, "This is an excellent example of teamwork. Always uphold your weakest link." And then she like turns back to the board and continues to write down some more details of simple versus complex traps. Giving you some ideas also about like mechanical traps versus magical traps. Can anyone name any other, kind of trap? Knitting girl, time to redeem yourself.
Puzzle?
Yes, sometimes traps are puzzles. That is good. You must be careful with puzzle traps. Sometimes there will be an inscription, like a magical inscription, and then you will read it out loud and then you will die. Human who looks like an orc sometimes. You're very orcish in your appearance with your dress. Yes, you.
Oh, yeah. Some traps are, if you're walking in the woods, it'll catch on your ankle and pull you up into a tree.
Excellent.
That happened to my dad once.
Did he die?
No, but he did get hurt.
He should have checked. He did not follow the ABCs. Can you
I'll
tell
him
me,
so.
Is that a simple or complex trap?
Simple?
Excellent. It is a simple trap. You are less likely to die.
She looks genuinely pleased with herself with this knowledge.
How to identify and disarm traps? Look really hard for the traps. Here are some things that you might see. Strange things out of place. Wires where there should not be wires. Weird orbs. Holes in things. Sometimes things will not appear to be any different and they will still be trapped. Always be checking. Listen to your gut instinct. Weird elf creature, you look confused.
Nora is mortified to have been called out. Professor, perhaps could you elaborate on what you mean by weird orbs? Are there orbs that are not weird, Professor, sir?
Have you ever been... Well, you have not been. You are a first year. This is a stupid question. Wait until you are in Professor Theraval's office. You will see he has many orbs. Often, people who have magic have orbs.
People with magic.
Sometimes it is helpful to have your teammates help you look for a thing. 4 eyes are better than 2 eyes.
Nora quickly looks around the table to double check that everyone indeed has 2 eyes and that there is not someone who would be better at checking for traps due to an excess number of eyes.
And then the reveal, Nimble's a beholder.
All right. Other things that she wants to tell you. Oh yes, disarming traps. Sometimes you will have a party member who has tools that is helpful for this. Like thieves' tools. Or chisels. Sometimes your party members will be smarter than you and better able to figure out how to disarm the traps. Work together as a team.
Nora leans over to Sinesh and tries like as much as is possible for her to whisper, which is to say like probably she's not very good at it. And she's like, I don't think it's nice to say that some people are smarter than other people. That doesn't seem right.
It is important to know your strengths and weaknesses. I am very good with a hammer. I am not very good with people. I made peace with this a long time. Knowing my strengths and weaknesses keeps me alive.
I look back at Norm like, she does kind of have a point.
Nora looks very troubled by this.
Some traps cannot be disarmed. In that case, it is best to identify the trigger of the trap and avoid it. Do not accidentally fall on the trigger of the trap. You will die. I must stress, always be checking. Traps are death. Then she reaches up. There's like a cord hanging behind the blackboard. She pulls it, and the blackboard, like, you know, kind of slides out of the way, and there is an open door with a bit of a dark hallway going down. And she says, now, you will do the practical. You must learn, and then you must do. You cannot die here. I have ensured that.
Insured or insured?
Insured, 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 insured. I am good with a hammer. You will not die here. Every lesson that we have will have a theory and then a practical component. If you excel at the practical component, you will get a gold star. The team with the most gold stars at the end of the year will receive common magical items for their success in this class. Magic items help ensure you will not die.
Sinesh looks like she was really confused at the idea of gold stars until the explanation that they can be used as cash. Like, oh, okay, they're like money. Yeah.
Nora is already making a chart in her notebook to like put stars.
What group would like to go first? All right, talkative group, you can go first.
The only group that has spoke.
Yeah, all the other groups have just been like staring at you this whole time.
They're like, thank God someone has taken this bullet for us.
I mean, to be fair, that was high school. 90% of us in the back, like, please God, someone else do the talking.
Okay. I did not know this person was watching, but a friend just sent me a photo of them with table syrup. So, hi, Nick, and also, sorry, not sorry. Your table syrup is gross.
Nick, this is a call-out.
Hypothetical question. Where does he live? In case someone wanted to fight him.
Closer to you than to me, I will say that.
Watch out, Nick. I'm coming. I mean, hypothetically.
Anyways, I think
Nor will come after with like nice syrup to give you because clearly you're just misguided. It's fine. We'll bring you into the fold.
So good. Obviously, Nick would be friends with the tiny gnome that you haven't talked to yet. No, not the tiny gnome. The chubby human.
We have not had time to talk to anyone else.
I know. I'm just saying, you haven't talked to them yet. They're my favorite student NPC. So
Let's do the practical.
doing the practical.
Right.
All right.
Boldly go.
You boldly go. You approach the door.
Oh yeah, this is the perfect time for the Thomas the Tank Engine thing.
Nimble's gonna go first.
I don't actually know the tune, so I can't.
Someone
like-
has to do the tune. I'm bad at doing the
Do
tune.
do do. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm done.
It took us a really long time to walk from the desks to the opening of the door.
We
Okay.
have to do a lap around
Yeah.
all the other tables and then go.
And as you're doing that, everyone else is just looking at you like.
Team cohesion.
Okay. So you arrive at the door.
Nimble wants to be first and check for traps.
All right. Go ahead. And
Is that just a perception or like an investigation?
we're going to do a. For this one, it's going to be a perception.
Okay. 19.
You see some weird glowing orbs at the top. So you're kind of you're in a bit of a short hallway before what looks like it's going to open up into a room. And at the edge of the hallway before the room, you see two glowing orbs.
Can I disarm magic?
Well, are you gonna tell the rest of us what you saw?
Oh yeah. There's some weird orbs. Look, can you see
Oh,
that?
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
to tell you it's really dark, by the way.
Oh, I think I have dark vision.
yeah.
I should have
All
said
of us
that.
have dark vision.
It's very
Frankie,
dark.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think all of us have dark vision.
Oh, yes, I do.
So none of us even noticed that it requires
Yeah, we didn't notice it was dark.
Good things are.
because it wasn't a problem for us.
I wrote in my notes, orbs? That's probably a trap, right?
How do you disarm an orb?
Nor is actually wondering if the teacher is like trying to make her feel bad about her question about orbs, and is like too afraid to say anything.
Nimble is gonna take one for the team and go up to the orbs and see if they can make them not
Orb.
bad. Yeah.
Okay, sure. You walk up. What are you going to do to it?
What does it like look like? Are they like glass orbs? Are they like just mystical magic?
So
Like,
imagine, you know, like those security cameras that are like stuck to the wall. They're kind of round and bulbous. They look like that, but arcane-like. You know, they got
Oh.
some misty stuff kind of flowing around in there.
Can we get closer to get a better look and possibly investigate?
Yeah, can I roll to investigate to see if I notice anything else about the orbs?
Sure. Anyone who wants to investigate the orbs can investigate the orbs.
Alright, okay. Ooh,
I got 16.
15.
Excellent.
Good
21.
for Frankie.
Wow, good rolls tonight, everyone.
Pretty good.
They don't appear to be wired to anything. You don't see anything mechanical about them. That's really all I can tell you.
Could
Are
be
there
just-
runes?
Sure, we'll say there's runes on them.
Can I roll to see if I can read what the runes say?
Roll me an Arcana check, please.
How am I not proficient in Arcana? Oh, that's my other cleric. Well, shit. That's a 5.
Alright, you just point, you're like, those are magical.
Sometimes runes are magic.
Those sure are some letters in a language.
Anyone else who thinks that they might have reason to roll Arcana can roll Arcana.
Do we know? Oh, I guess that would depend on the roll. I was gonna ask if the runes would be like at all recognizable, like just to
Like-
know whether.
Yeah, like,
An
are they in
orc,
a language?
Yeah.
You would have to roll Arcana.
See, I feel like Frankie
Actually,
would only
what does
roll,
everybody speak? I will say, what does everybody speak?
common and orc.
Okay.
Common, orc, and celestial.
Okay.
I do common and undercommon.
Help, where's my languages? Oh, Common and Elvish.
All right.
What? Only Common and Elvish?
None of you can read those.
Okay.
Hmm.
Then I don't think Frankie would be at all focused
Yeah.
on those.
Yeah, I have no reason to roll Arcana.
All right. Well,
You know
what's
Try
right
to
to do?
sneak by them.
Nimble can't do anything if it's not like a physical trap. So they're honestly just going to like they can't sense magic. They can't really do anything. So they're just gonna walk ahead and look for the next trap that they can actually do something about.
All right. Excellent. You walk past the orbs into a room. Nothing happens. I assume you stop when you get into the room.
All right. Can I roll another perception? See.
Sure.
what's in
Well,
the
I can
room?
tell you what you see in the room to start with, and then you can tell me what you want to do. You see it's a just very kind of large, empty, square room with 3 statues in it. On the left-hand side, a statue of a dragon. In the middle, a statue of a wizard. And on the right, a statue of a giant.
Ooh. And is there anything else in the room? Is it, or is it just
That
like?
just appears to just be an empty room with those 3 things. Beyond that, obviously, we have to roll for doing various things.
Can we see Can we see any of this, or are we still?
You
far
have
back
you
that we-
you have to enter the room
Okay.
to see it.
Nimble's going to shout back about the weird statues, and then they're gonna make mosey on over to the dragon while looking for traps.
Okay, so
How
roll
long
me
did-
a perception check.
14.
All right. You walk forward. Before we continue, what is everyone else doing?
I think Frankie has like hugged the wall, kind of like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, and like staring at the orbs, like but at my computer, following Nimble,
Okay.
but like very aware of the orb,
Yep.
and also just trying to get to Nimble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing happens when you go past the orbs.
Sinesh is going to follow Nimble's exact path and crouching low so she's not too much taller than Nimble was when she walked by.
Excellent. Nothing happens.
Good logic.
Nor, what are you doing?
Nor looks very anxious, obviously. And she looks at the orbs and looks at her party and looks at the orbs and looks at her party and is like, team cohesion, and then like hurries after her.
All right. You also pass the orbs with nothing happening. As you enter into the room, everyone who is not Nimble, I need you to make a perception check, please.
If you were not watching last stream, I have a big gay dice tower that I roll in everyone.
It's an amazing dice tower.
Nat 20, bitches!
13.
Okay.
Plus 4.
I rolled
Seeing
one.
all those traps.
I see nothing. This
All
is
right.
a room.
All
and I
right.
maybe like stub my toe on a rock that's a little too high.
Are you all following Nimble? Is my question.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm following everyone because
Yeah,
I'm at the back.
Okay. So that Nor puts you in the unique position of seeing the tripwire that Nimble missed. Right as they are about to trigger it. And I think that's where we're going to take our break. And we will come back we can all refresh. Thank you, everyone who's come to hang out with us. Chat looking a little bit quieter, but we appreciate everybody who's watching, even people who like table syrup.
That's not true.
Yeah, we're gonna take our 10-minute break, and we'll be back at around 9:05 to see how the rest of this plays out. So thanks for watching, and don't go anywhere.
Please invite your friends to come join us.
Yeah, tell your friends to come watch for the second half. And we're back! We had a good break. Everyone is hydrated, I assume. And we talked about Gillian Anderson. So you missed that. That's sad for you. But
she's a stone cold fox.
Yes.
Forever.
Yes, I typed in the chat that you said she was a babe and ages like a fine wine.
She does. She just gets hotter.
True.
Like, it's not even fair.
All right. So we're back. You're watching Queer Questers. This is episode 5. It's the first day of class. Subscribe, be a character in our show. Give us money, please, so we can have t-shirts and other things, and also because you like us and we think we're adorable. Yada, yada, yada. All of that stuff. I hope you went and all told your friends to come and watch us, because it's pretty great. We left off on a cliffhanger.
Our viewer count has gone up by 2, so at least one person followed the instructions.
Someone brought
and does not fail the test.
Someone is getting a gold star that they can put towards a
Nimble.
magic item at the end of the year. All right. So, when we left off, you had navigated through some orbs that seemed touchy at first. And then Nimble, charging in, as he is ought to do, did not do super great on their perception check. And then she missed the tripwire. But Nor saw the tripwire.
So, Nora grew up on a farm. And although this is actually a little bit prejudiced of her, her instincts take over, and she does the sort of thing that when you're trying to get an animal's attention, but you don't want them to think they're in trouble because you know that they're going to keep fucking doing what they're doing, so you have to make it seem like you're just happy to see them. And she's so North's like, Nimble, hey Nimble, what's up there, eh? Wow, that's the next Canadian, just like right now.
Full Canada.
Full
Nice.
Canada, holy shit.
Oh, Canada.
Yep, that happened.
Just up for a rip, are ya, Nimble, eh?
So, Nimble, how do you react to Nor calling out to you?
Would I be in the middle of a step to hit the tripwire?
Yeah, pretty
Or
much. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Technically, you don't know it's there, so this is a little bit of metagaming, but...
Yeah, because,
I mean, they didn't scream tripwire at you, so...
No, I didn't, because I was worried that if I said that, then Nibble would be like, slam! Be like when you're like, Kitty, don't touch that glass, don't do it, and then they make eye contact with you and just... Speaking of kitties,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was trying to step on my keyboard, so I have to aggressively cuddle her.
Nimble, do you think that you react, turn and look or anything?
I think so. Going from what my cat does, her ears will twitch, but she usually it takes a lot more.
A little more than that.
All right, and thusly, despite Nor's mediocre efforts, you step down.
Wound me.
You step down and you trigger a trap. Obviously, we're talking about traps.
Oh,
And-
let's do this. Let's fucking party.
Out of the mouth of the dragon shoots 3 darts. One is gonna hit you
At once or in quick succession?
in quick succession, but like too quick to really like react. It's kind of like pew pew pew. So the first one's gonna come out and it's gonna hit you, and it's gonna give you 2 poison damage, Nimble.
Yeah.
Then
Am I poisoned?
no, you just take poison damage. It's different than
Okay.
being poisoned. I thought about poisoning you, but I decided against it. You're still squishy at level 2. So, then oops, there goes my die. The next one, who was next in line? That was Sinesh, was the next closest, I think. Oh no, Frankie, did you go next? Okay.
Yeah, it was Frankie, then Snap.
Okay. So then Frankie, you get the next one. It hit you a little...
I mean, just kidding, it was Sinesh first.
It hit you a little harder for 5 poison damage.
Oh my god.
And
So glad I prepped that healing spell.
one shoots off and hits the wall.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, the part of the wall it hits is a
It's
pressure
trapped.
plate. Oh, thank you, gift giver, who just gave us 100 bits. Woo, 100 bits.
Oh, thank you!
Thank
Thanks for
you.
Just to be clear, gift giver is the name of that person. I definitely thought you were just being like, "Oh, thank you, person
No,
who is
yeah.
giving us the gift." But
It's
no,
the-
that is their
It's
ID.
their name. Yeah. It's an apt name, apparently. Also, welcome new viewers that joined. I see that apparently poisoning my players is what gets us viewers. All right.
Masochists.
So yeah,
Wha-
it unfortunately goes into the wall, the third one. You're all relieved for a second, but it tings, and you notice there's like the sound of stone scraping as this thing kind of pushes into the wall. And suddenly, the wizard statue, which is kind of standing like this, starts to spark with arcane energy.
Oh no.
Can I make a deck save to jump out of the way?
You can go ahead and make a dex save to jump out of the way.
Oh, cool. Excuse me, Kat. I need you to not be right there. Thank you.
I think I have a shield with me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And-
That's a 13.
That's okay. You jump out of the way. You do get out of the way of this statue.
Yay.
But unfortunately, what comes shooting out of the statue is 4 magic missiles.
Sorry, are the statues creatures, or are we pretty
Oh.
confident that they are inanimate?
They look like statues. Let's do this magic missile damage first, and then we can talk about the statues.
Alright.
So the magic missile goes off. That's an auto hit, by the way, on a magic missile.
Yes, it is.
So we'll start,
That is 4d4 plus 4.
yeah, so for the first one, you're gonna take 1 each, basically. Sinesh, you're gonna take 2. Nimble, you're gonna take 5. Frankie, you're also taking 5.
Oh
Hey,
my god.
it's a good thing she beefy.
Nor, you're taking 3 points of damage as these magic missiles shoot out. Pew, 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 pew. That was 4, right? Pew, 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 pew. Yeah,
That
that's
was 4, yeah.
4. And the room then kind of goes silent.
I'm okay, sorry. It took me a second to find it on D&D Beyond. I think I'm good now.
Guys, I don't think we're gonna get the gold star.
So,
No.
to reiterate what Nimble saw when they walked into the room and what the rest of you can see. Now, 3 statues. 1 dragon, which just shot you with poison darts. 1 wizard, which just shot you with magic missile. And 1 giant statue. A statue of a giant. It's not a giant statue.
That hasn't done anything
It has
yet.
not done anything. The statue has a plaque. The giant statue, unlike the other 2, have a plaque sort of on its base.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I don't know if we should read that plaque. She said there was magic that can kill us if you read it.
Only out loud, though, right?
Yeah.
So everybody just go read it in their head. Silent reading.
I feel like this is too metagaming. I need to know if they're creatures or not.
Okay, yes. So roll
I don't want to burn a spell slot if they're not.
roll an investigation check for me.
All right.
With advantage because of your nature domain.
Ooh. That is. Sorry, did you say investigation or perception?
Investigation.
That is a 19.
Yeah, they stone. They're not creatures.
Shit. Okay. Well, now I don't know what to do. Oh, hello, cat.
All right,
I don't know if anybody saw that. My cat's here now too.
I'll go creepo over to the plaque
Okay.
and like look at it.
All right. But you're just kind of like reading it with your eyes or whatever. You're not saying
Yeah.
the words out loud. All
Yeah,
right.
definitely not saying it out loud, but like peeping at it as
The-
cautiously as possible.
Excellent. The plaque says it's a riddle. It says,
Oh no.
"A plaything for giants. I rush, I crush, and I trample. What am I?"
Can Frankie read it over
Yep.
Neka's shoulder?
I
Just
think
kinda
it's a
leans down.
riddle.
Is it us?
Nimble's
Might
gonna be
be.
very grumpy and try to disarm the trap,
Which trap?
the tripwire.
So yeah, you already, because you triggered it, it's gone now,
Oh,
actually.
it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we already tripped it.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that the cord's still there and Nimble's just like stamping on it like mad.
Yes, that's fair. It's like hanging loosely now, like you're not gonna trip over it anymore.
Well, Nimble's just gonna pout. They like to think that they're like very good at noticing things, and this was supposed to be their thing. They were gonna be real good at this thing.
Is it water?
People in the chat think they know the answer for the riddle, and I'm mad. How many bits do we have to get before we can ask chat for help?
You know what?
I don't think that's how that works.
Come on! Roll cool!
If someone were to give us another 100 bits, I would let the chat guess out loud.
Point of inspiration.
Wait, so we're getting bits and answers?
Yes.
Feels like
They
we've got
can
the,
pay to help you out, basically. So the question is, how dumb do they think you are?
This is phone a friend.
But I do want to wait. I do want to like make sure we wait like 10 whole seconds because the stream is behind us. So I want to give people a. Maybe someone will do it. Maybe. I believe in you, chat.
Is it an avalanche?
Chat.
You're saying this out loud?
Yep.
Nothing happens.
What's the riddle again? I've already forgotten.
A
Oh.
plaything for giants. I rush, I crush, and I trample.
A mammoth?
Is the answer a man?
It should be.
Is it hail? Or a
Oh, what'd you-
waterfall?
Play with.
An elephant.
Frankie says a mammoth again because nothing else.
Is it my dad? He's really big.
From the room inside, you hear Professor Stonebreaker yell, "It's not your dad."
Thank
Is it
you.
Professor Stormbreaker? Chat, you believing in us is not enough. We need more help than this.
Can I don't know, like roll a history or an investigation or something of just racking my brain to try and get a hint out of the DM?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Like that idea.
Samara's not overly good at puzzles.
Oh, I'm terrible at puzzles. As like Alicia's really terrible at puzzles. So.
Investigation, you say?
Yeah.
Nah. That's a 7.
Would anyone else like to investigate?
Yes, please. 9.
Yep. So tip us, chat, so we can get rid of the cursed die.
No, I rolled. Sorry, I'm having like a coughing fit. Investigation?
Yeah.
20, but not natural.
Okay. So Nor, while everyone else is like really looking and like racking their brains, looking at the plaque and thinking about the riddle, you look up and see a large trap door in the top of the ceiling.
You mean like a cage or like a door that would open like an attic door?
Like something could fall out.
Oh no.
Nor is not going to be the most composed individual. I think Nor is actually audibly going to be like, ah! And is going to be like, guys, come back this way, come back here, please come back.
I do what Nor says. Although
Yeah,
I don't
Frankie
know
does
why.
like slow backing
Yeah.
up.
While Nimble's still fucking with the string.
Kimball's like stomping around the room now.
Aw.
Like,
Really
not-
nimble.
Amazing.
just trying to trip any more traps. Just like
Oh no.
So you the trap.
All right.
And then Nor points at the thing on the ceiling. We still don't know the answer to that riddle.
Is it rocks?
Is it
A mudslide?
a cage in the ceiling? Is it
A mountain?
So my favorite thing about the scene is you're all just up staring at this hole in the wall, saying random words.
a jackal? A jackal.
Fox Mulder.
Is it Gillian Anderson?
Yes, you solved it. No, it's not Julian.
Nah, she's not a plaything for giants.
Giants are a plaything for her.
Yeah. Anyway.
I really have no idea. I don't know if Nor would have a better guess than me, but I'm not.
I riddles like this tend to have like natural answers. So I'm just running through my head of like natural formations in the world.
Frankie says, "Are we sure it's not a mammoth?" Again, because it's real dumb bitch hours out here.
Dinesh shrugs. Like
This
it could
is why
be.
we need Sahar.
Is it
So-
football?
I would like to search around the statue for a hint of what it might be, like something carved into the statue or in like the folds of the carved fabric or some sort of.
Sure. Okay, you know what? I will give you a, you don't actually have to look. I'll say it's really obvious. I said it was a giant, but they have their arms out in a large circle. As if they are holding something that isn't there. Very large.
Is it a hug?
round.
Is it a barrel? Is it?
Is it the world?
Got the whole world in his hands.
I mean, I'm still going with a hug. Is it a hug? You can crush people with hugs.
Nothing happens.
Is it water? Is it?
I said water already.
So, I
Is it
feel
a bear?
I feel like now is a good time to remind you that you all just had a lecture in which various bits of information were given.
I took very detailed notes. Thank you.
So
With
did I.
scissors.
Is it?
Clearly not detailed enough.
It was also saying that you shouldn't say words in random dungeons.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It did advise us not to do that. Wouldn't be much of a stream if we didn't guess, though.
Yeah. Is
I
it
will-
always be checking?
I will also remind everyone that Nimble's still like in the room. They have not gone with you guys. So if something falls from the ceiling.
Everything's still there. You're all still in the room. You're all
Yeah,
in like
we're-
the one room.
Yeah, we backed up like 2 feet.
Yeah. You just are nimble stomping around the room. Trying to get themselves killed, I guess. To no avail.
I think at this point, Frankie has given up thinking and has decided to join Nimble and just kind of like brooding.
All right.
Is it
Riddles
a
are not her
complex
forte.
You hear a voice coming. It's that professor again.
Mhm.
You took very good notes. I am disappointed in you. None of you are dead, though, so you might as well come out.
Well, Nimble. Nora is emotionally devastated. So do we go back out the way we came, or does another exit?
Yeah, no, you go
Present
back out the
itself.
way you came. Yeah, that's the only exit.
Okay.
So
On
you
the way out, can I press the orb?
Sure, you press the orb. It's a
Okay.
solid orb.
It is not the activation for the giant trap. Can confirm.
You've learned something.
So you walk out. All the other students are like looking at you, like, how did it go? And Professor Stonebreaker is just like, so close, and yet so far.
Might have done okay if I could punch something.
Have a seat. The next group will come in. She presses like a little button, and you hear things kind of like move around in there, almost as if they're like resetting. And the next group comes in. They're carrying torches. They're mostly like humans, this group of adventurers. And as they walk down the hallway, you hear this slamming sound. Like a door or a gate coming slamming down out of nowhere. And then you can hear them yell like, oh my god, we're stuck in here!
Oh. I see.
Professor Stonebreaker looks at you. Not
I'm
very
a fucking
concerned.
deadass. I still don't get it.
Yep.
It's probably because we didn't use light. Maybe.
Professor Stonebreaker says, I was impressed that you inadvertently did not trigger the first trap. Clearly none of you needed light to see.
Oh.
It is important to always be checking. I believe you were always checking. It is also important to ensure you help each other to check. That way, you are more likely to be successful in your checking. And so, you have experienced a simple trap, a complex trap. Did you see how the poison dart trap triggered the magical trap? That was a complex trap. The final trap, you sort of solved. You knew not to read the words out loud. However, you became hung up on what the words meant. As I explained in the lecture, sometimes it is better just to leave a trap. Why would you try to find the trigger of the trap?
So we knew where it was.
We didn't accidentally trigger it.
It was in the ceiling, and you knew not to read the words. You could have just left the room. And also, yes, chat, you can say what you think the answer was.
It wasn't a hug.
I will say
Not a mammoth.
Frankie was the closest. It was
A
not a mammoth, though.
Was
Was
it
it
an
a
elephant?
regular elephant?
I said elephant.
No, it was a boulder.
It was a boulder.
I think Frankie said like rocks.
I
Yeah.
said rocks.
I said a landslide.
Fine, those were all
on,
close.
you
You were
did
all
that.
close.
Someone said box of spiders. You know?
Snowblind Rhino.
Yep,
It was
that-
a box of spiders.
that
Yeah.
that
Really?
that old toy for giants, a
Yeah.
box of spiders.
Spiders.
So excellent. I would be very
My
concerned
pathetic
about-
ass actually Googled a giant's plaything. I just want you to know. I was
Oh,
like,
that's a dangerous.
Yeah, that's a
phrase.
dangerous
Oh my
Google.
god.
I mostly came up with things like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh, that's much better. I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna get like a bad dragon or something.
Like, I thought you were gonna get porn. So
Dragon,
yeah.
giant porn.
Oh, that's a fun. Void Effigy is now giving me more trap ideas. This one's fun. The bear trap. A bear trap sits armed in the middle of the hallway. Disarming the bear trap causes a bear to materialize and drop on the disarmer.
The best kind of trap.
I enjoy traps like that. So
Hey, Void Effigy, shut up.
How about yeah? Fuck away.
Or come to our side at the very least.
well, you all survived despite setting off the
Despite
Trap.
our best efforts.
Nimble's gonna
Yeah,
start.
in spite of our best efforts, we did not die.
Nimble's gonna start quietly chanting "Gold star, gold star, gold star."
Due to the nature of the 3 traps, this room was worth 3 gold stars. You did not successfully disarm 2 of the traps. You set off 2 traps.
We set off one trap.
That is
You said we set off one complex trap.
Well, it's 2 traps that made one complex trap. You could have disarmed them separately.
if one sets off the other, we can't get credit for both.
I am
Nor
keeping
would
you
never say
alive.
that. Nor would never say that.
Traps equal death. You did not die. This was successful. You didn't really pass the 3rd trap, but I will give you a gold star for going first.
Elliot thinks that we deserve at least 2 gold stars, but Nora's very excited with her 1 star.
That is acceptable.
Professor Stonebreaker is only giving you 1 star. I'm sorry.
Professor Stonebreaker is a cold-hearted person.
I will give Elliot a gold star.
Yay!
Samara will give Elliot a gold star. Everybody gets gold stars.
Excellent. Yes, you all as players get gold stars.
For playing
As
the game.
characters, maybe not so much. Yes. So you can hear things going horrible. Oh, go ahead.
I just said maybe it can be graded on a curve.
Well,
So if everyone else does worse than we
I was
did,
about to
we
say-
get stars.
at this point in time, you hear some concerning explosions happening in the room, and then everything goes silent. Professor
Like I
Stonebreaker
said,
is like, they were not always being checking. And she, like, goes,
should always be
like,
checking.
gets a key for the gate door that dropped, and, one by one brings out unconscious students on a stretcher.
Do they need
Are they
help?
just unconscious, or are they like covered in? I want to believe they're like covered in slime or something really embarrassing.
No, they're just unconscious.
Yeah,
this
no,
group
out loud.
anyways.
Sinesh says, do they need help?
They're fine. I told you you could not die. They just need to go sleep it off at the clinic for a while. There's always one group. A whole group. And there's just like 5 students laying on stretchers.
And so the third group in the class is just looking at him like,
Frankie kind of looks around to like our cluster and like wants to do a high five for not being the worst. And everyone makes like,
We didn't suck.
That is such a big mood. We are not the worst.
Sinesh is so distressed by unconscious people that she was just told not to help that she does not notice the high five.
Magically, all of the stretchers kind of like disappear and they've clearly been transported somewhere else. You don't know
Void
where.
Effigy is just dragging us in the chat.
Presumably.
Analysis paralysis trap. Entering a room, the PCs
Okay.
find the path to be a dead end. Can you please read this? I'm sorry, it's so good.
Yeah. Okay,
Well-
the door slams behind them. The room has a couple corpses against the far wall. Written on the far wall is the word overthinking in blood. The door is now locked or trapped. Overthinking is what brought the doom to these fallen adventurers. I'm going to guess that Void Effigy is the same person who likes table syrup. I'm just saying. I think we're being trolled by my friend Nick, and it's fine. That's what he does. And gives me great
Coming full
ideas.
circle. It's coming full circle.
If you are not the person who likes table syrup, Void Effigy, then I apologize for insulting your taste. Yeah.
This episode's title has got to have something to do with maple syrup, please.
All right. It will. So I have lost my train of thought. Right.
So we traps over. Group 3 doesn't have to go in.
Well, group 3 goes in. They do about the same as you do. No one does better than you.
Good.
That's kind of
as
like
it
winning.
should be.
So, the class ends. Professor Stonebreaker is very gruff and says, only one team would have died today. Be grateful you were not the team that would have died. And always remember your ABCs.
Always be checking.
Always be checking.
Excellent. I will see you next week. Class dismissed. And you, leave. It's the end of the day. This was a whole day affair, you know, waiting for everyone else to go in and do their thing. It took up most of, like, a school day, say, 5 hours or so. And, now it's time for detention.
Oh.
Oh, you should eat too. Yeah. You have lunch and then detention.
Fast forward through lunch.
Yeah, you go to the dining hall, you know where that is, you have some lunch. It's not as good as breakfast.
There's
And
table syrup.
and then you have to go to the survival skills tower in order to go to your detention.
I'll knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, so you get to the survival tower. I didn't say this in the last episode, but she would have given you, like, the room number. It's on the first floor. And, you knock, and Madam Raven opens the door, and she says, right on time. Please enter. And you enter into the room. It's, an office that looks a lot like Madam Raven does. It appears to be filled with beautiful things, neat things, fine furniture, but it's also like kind of cluttered with haphazard stuff that seems to stick out a little bit. There's also dirt everywhere. It might be manure. You don't really know. Again, that appearance of looking fancier than what seems to be actually happening. And you come in a door. It looks like an office. There's some places to sit. Again, covered in dirt. Everything is covered in dirt or manure. And then out the back, you see another, like, at the back of the room, you see another door. And she heads towards that, and she opens the door, and she, you're coming outside of the tower. And it opens up into, large, fenced-in areas, some barn-looking things. Beyond that, some trees, and you can see the lake that the school sits on. The lake is kind of like situated between two peaks of a mountain. And she says, "Welcome to where we care for the creatures."
What creatures are there?
Well, there are many kinds of creatures. Most recently, there are 5 displacer beast babies.
Yeah, there are.
I think it is best we go and deal with this. And she hands all of you. Oh, yep.
Does Madame Raven notice that we don't have Sahar with us?
She doesn't say anything about it.
Okay.
So, she hands you all some, like, big boots and gloves and, shovels. She says, "We have to clear out the wormling thing so we can put the cats in there."
The what?
Thing.
The wormlings. The wormlings were in a paddock that needs to be cleaned so that the cats can go there.
Okay. Madam Raven, we haven't seen Sahar all day. He wasn't in his bed when we woke up. Have you seen him?
Do not worry about Sahar. Sahar is doing his own punishment.
Okay.
Can we do our own punishment?
No, you must muck out this horrible paddock.
All right. Sinesh has mucked out a paddock before, so she just gets to work.
Yeah, so, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to say in the chat that Music Mom suggested, hey Sinesh, Gillian Anderson drizzled in maple syrup.
You calm down. This is a kid-friendly show. We're teenagers.
Well, you know, is it a kid-friendly show, though? I mean, we set some
I've
limits,
been swearing a lot.
but I don't
Look.
think it's actually family-friendly.
Look. Gillian Anderson smothered in maple syrup is for personal time. That's not for stream time. Right now, we're mucking out a paddock, all right? We'll talk later about Gillian Anderson and maple syrup.
So you go, you're led to the paddock. It is disgusting. These wormlings were gross creatures. And you have to begin to do the mucking out. While you are cleaning, laying down fresh straw after you take out all the old manure and stuff, Madame Raven brings in 5, fantasy cat carriers, I guess, and puts them down.
What? Like she just...
I think that you will need to come and care for these beasts every day for 1 week. Cleaning them, feeding them, grooming them.
Sinesh remembers getting hit by tentacles and looks nervous.
I will be here to oversee things so that they do not go wrong.
Okay.
What time of day will you expect us, Madame Raven?
I think it would be best if you came in the mornings.
Only in the morning or also at night?
No, just in the morning. You have other things that you need to do. I don't intend your punishment to take away from your education. So for 1 week, every morning you must come and you must take care of these beasts.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it very different than taking care of a cat?
They are not cats. They have tentacles.
Thimble's trying real hard not to look really excited.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
You must always remember you are dealing with powerful beasts. Not dangerous, necessarily, but we must respect what nature has created. Which in this case is strange tentacle traps. Traps? Cats. Someone wrote traps in the chat. But now I'm thinking of tentacle traps and thinking I could have done something much more interesting.
Hey, PG! Keep it PG!
I was not going there! Anyways.
You were.
I don't know what everybody's yelling about back rolls.
It's I think it's a Drag Race reference.
Oh,
Anyway.
I don't watch that. Okay.
Anyway, we're playing D&D.
Yes. So it's hard to like run a game and check the chat at the same time. So
Legit.
she opens the cat carriers, the fantasy cat carriers, and out come the adorable displacer kittens. And they're running around. One of them immediately poops right where you had cleaned. They're being adorable. What
Do
are
they
you
pay
all
attention
doing?
to us, or like are we outside of the pen, or like how? What's the?
No, you're still in it when she opens the carriers, but the kittens aren't paying any attention to you.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Nora tries to like move back towards where there's some kind of fence or something.
Can Frankie recognize which one she wrestled when it was bigger?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh. 19.
Nice.
Yeah, well done, Frankie.
Yeah, you
Noticing
see one
things.
that like seems a little bigger than the others. Like it, and you're fairly certain it's the same one. Like it didn't fully come back down to size, and you actually like look over at Nimble and you think, are they also a little bit bigger? You can't tell though. Yeah.
Can I
Cats.
try to approach it?
Sure, you can go ahead and try to approach it.
Just kind of like with my hand out, kind of doing the like cat kissy noises because Frankie doesn't necessarily see them as a threat like she should.
As you do that, Madam Raven says, "Oh shit, Frankie, what's your last name again?"
Thomas.
Ms. Thomas.
Yes.
These are beasts. They are not pets.
Yes, ma'am.
If you cannot be trusted to treat them like beasts, I can find other punishment for your actions.
We can still bond with beasts, can't we?
You can, but now is not the time nor the place.
Yes, ma'am.
Frankie's been getting a raw deal today.
It's a rough day for
In
Frankie.
I now believe that on your next Saturday, or whatever I'm going to call that in Fantasyland, I'll decide that later.
Saturn's Day.
All right, that's it. It's canon now. It's Saturn's Day.
Classic.
On the next
No,
Saturn's
it's
Day.
Sapphics Day.
Sapphic's Day? Oh, of course, it's Sapphic's Day. Sorry, it's Sapphic's Day. On the next Sapphic's Day, I'm not going to be able to take that seriously. I think you will need to report for an entire day of detention. You're clearly not taking this seriously, and I expect Sahar to be in attendance also.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you will be there,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
and it will have nothing to do with the beasts.
No, ma'am.
And then she kind of softens a little bit and she says, I hear you did not so bad in Dungeons 101 today.
We only
Frankie,
got one gold star.
Yes, but none of you ended up dead. So...
Well, Professor Stonebreaker said it was impossible to end up dead, so... And Frankie's, like, kind of kicking the ground and, like, patting,
You did
like,
not end up
pattern.
unconscious. And she kind of, like, you know, gestures for you to come closer. My first Dungeons 101 class, I was the first one to go unconscious. Well, it's settled. Detention on Sapphics Day. And now I think you should all go and have dinner. I will
Yes,
see you in
ma'am.
class tomorrow for History of Creatures.
Yes, ma'am.
Nimble will give all the little kittens little licks, like just to clean them a little bit before going.
Nimble!
Just cleaning them.
And she's kind of smiling. Just go. Just go. Just go. And that, I think, is where we're going to call it tonight. With a short detention and a longer one coming up. So that we can have a Breakfast Club style detention with Sahar.
Is that next session? Are we gonna come back on Sapphics Day?
We sure can.
Then we have class. I was gonna say class tomorrow, but it's next week tomorrow.
We could have it anytime. You know, we don't have to go through every single one of your first classes unless that's what you want. These 2-hour sessions make it take a while.
Void Effigy wants to know why we are called Queer Questers.
It's because we're all super gay / queer / bi / all of the other things that we have discussed. Be gay, do crimes.
Be gay, do crimes.
Be
Immediately
gay,
have a panic attack.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be gay, do crimes, have a panic attack if you
Yeah,
are.
don't forget that last step. It's very important.
It's the most important of all.
We are called Queer Questers because it sounds cool, and I wanted everyone to be queer who was playing. I told them they didn't have to make queer characters, but I'm pretty sure that they did anyways. And we have fun. We have a good time just being real gay and talking about real gay stuff. So we are
Like
the Queer
Gillian
Questers.
Anderson covered in.
Like Gillian Anderson covered in maple syrup.
Don't fuck with me.
So, we will be back. Same time, same place, same channel. Same gay.
Same gay.
Hopefully next time,
Possibly even more gay.
probably even more gay.
Almost definitely.
I feel like we
Oh yeah,
should...
no, because we'll have Chris back, so definitely more gay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, confirmed.
It's an extra person of queerness, so... it is the same content in the sense that we will continue the storyline of, oh, now we're being followed by Void Effigy. Thanks, Void Effigy. Same storyline of baby queers finding family, going to decidedly not Hogwarts. Because it's not just a magic school, you know. It's an academy of adventurers. Maybe next week we will find out about the thousands of identical swords. Who knows? We'll see what they do.
Probably not.
No,
Probably
I
not.
really want to know about that.
Maybe they'll get more detention trying to figure out what's going on with those swords.
Detention. Find the original sword.
So, yes, maybe that is the detention. We'll see.
Oh, why did I say that?
I mean, you just
Done
give
it
me these
now.
ideas. It's what happens. So thanks everyone for tuning in. You can see me again, because I do this too often, on Saturday, running Cold Iron, the Winter Oak group. And we're going to have a small group this week because we're having our first crossover. So this week it's a small Winter Oak group, and then next week it's a giant group over on Progress with their first crossover.
Are we all playing?
No, a couple of Winter Oak people will be
Okay.
joining the Progress crew. We will all be doing a giant game together in the future at some point when Jordan and I figure out how to do that.
So wait, to be clear, Emily plays in another game that you can also watch on Iron and Ice, correct?
Yes, it's called Cold Iron. She's on Team Progress. I love Emily, obviously, because she is a queer quester, but she is on the opposite side of me in Cold Iron. Cold Iron is a Western-inspired game set on a frozen continent. One side plays a train heading out into the forest to
Yes,
colonize.
we're all just collectively a large train.
Yes.
We take turns.
Yeah, everyone takes turns
Mom
being
said
the
it's
train.
my turn to be the train.
Toot toot.
I love how much you sass me. No, I really do. So yes, one team plays the people on a train called Progress that is exploring the forest, and I lead a group of citizens of the town of Winter Oak who are fighting against these invasive colonizers. We really hate humans in
Just
Winter
trying
Oak.
to ride a train.
It's a good time. It's probably not as wholesome as this. It's decidedly not as wholesome as this on the Winter Oak side.
Yeah, so speak for Winter Oak. Progress has their moments.
They lick things on Progress
For science.
for science. In Winter Oak, they lick things for sex. So that's just how that goes. And here we chase kittens. So
Tag yourself. Are you a lick for science or for sex?
So, yeah, all of our shows are great. We have more shows coming in the new year. That's going to be exciting. So many announcements. The channel's growing. Give us money so we can pay all these people. If you can't give us money, tell your friends to come and watch us. Because we love you, and we do this for fun, but also for money would be nice, is my opinion on things. Because late capitalism sucks, yo.
I'm just wanting the pizza party.
Yeah, the pizza. We've
That's
been
what
saying the
keeps me
pizza.
going.
You know
Yeah.
what? When I was pushing the pizza, we got more tips. So if you give us tips, we get pizza.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're not going to keep this going forever. We're all going to go to bed.
Though we
Because we're
could.
older than we look. And we're
We're gonna go dream of Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that and then dream about it. And so we will see you next week. I will see you on Saturday if you're coming to watch that. Thanks for watching, everyone.
We love y'all.
We
Bye,
love
everybody.
you. Yeah. Bye and happy Hanukkah.
Happy
Yeah,
Hanukkah!
happy Hanukkah. Thank you again, Samara, for sharing that with us.
You got it. Good Yuntif.
I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna embarrass myself or your language. Bye.
Why am I still waving? All right, I'm going. We're going. Bye.